Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving the Porsche Cayenne S. Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and I'm driving a Porsche Cayenne S for the first time. I've never driven a Cayenne. This is a 2016 model, which is the facelifted model. It's got a 3.0-liter V6 front engine. I don't think I've driven a front engine. Oh no, I've driven a Panamera, so I've driven a front engine Porsche. But it's the 3.6-liter turbo V6. It produces 420 horsepower, 406 foot-pounds of torque, with a sport chrono that this car has, 0 to 60. In 5.1 seconds. It's got an 8-speed torque converter automatic and weighs about 5,400 pounds. So we're up in beautiful northeastern Pennsylvania by Lake Wallenpaupack. So let's take it for a drive. Now this Cayenne is pretty fully loaded. What was the sticker on this car?
108.
108. Wow. And base price is what? 75?
78.
Oh my God. So Porsche, everything is optional. They give you a steering wheel, but you don't want the steering wheel. They give you 4 tires, but you probably don't want those tires that they give you. All the air in here is free. Everything else is optional. The sunroof, but this car has sport chrono. I'm going to put on the fan speed a little bit because it's getting hot in here. But so far, I can notice that the ride is really good. We're on some bumpy roads in this camera. We're on some bumpy, literally almost dirt roads here, and it should be bouncing like crazy, and the ride is really good. Now, I see you have a couple suspension options here, Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. Okay, so we're in Sport Plus. So even in Sport Plus, which lowers the car, it's still a really good ride. And let's see, we're going to go through some mountain turns here. If the camera's shaking, it's just because of these bumpy country roads. But so far, it really seems to be cornering very flat, and it's not harsh at all. Oh wow! So this car really has like no body roll. I drove my Jeep Cherokee up here, and it was rolling on this same country road like you wouldn't believe. Where here, the suspension is really nice and tight. It's really almost like a sports car. Yeah, so now we got some turns here. So this car handles really well. It's almost like a raised up Panamera, really. Oh yeah, wow, look at this. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's virtually no body roll at all on this car. Now, this car is fully loaded, so it's got the heated and cooled seats. I've never experienced cooled seats before, so let's see. And obviously, this Panamera sunroof was optional. Must be. Yeah, so this road, I was thinking we couldn't even film on this road because it's such a bumpy road. And this car handles it fine. I mean, if the camera's shaking, it's because of the bumps in the road, but... Oh, the cool seats are nice. I can feel them. It's like It's actually a cool day today in Pennsylvania, but inside the car, of course, it's hot. Wow, so this is really like... You can really drive this on the back roads. I'm really impressed. So now I'm going to use the paddle shifters. And are we in sport mode right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the paddle shifters work well. I mean, it's not the PDK transmission. It's a torque converter automatic, but
yeah,
it actually works pretty good. So I mean, this is really the best of both worlds with this car, because you can have a you can have your sports car by putting it in Sport Plus, and you could have your family car, because you can make it luxury too. And Porsche, everything is optional, so you can really individualize these cars. You can do anything from leather on the dash vents to these are the adaptive seats, right, that hold you into the turns?
That's right.
Now, are they working right now?
Yes.
Okay. I did an M5 review, and that was really adaptive. Like, that was almost like punching you in the kidney.
Mercedes is that way.
Yeah, so right now we're getting about 16.5 miles to the gallon driving the way, and that's probably your average, right?
Yeah.
Because I haven't been driving long enough, I don't think, to change the gas mileage. But here on these country roads, yeah, it handles real well. And we'll put it back in manual mode. Yeah, there's no body roll at all, which is great. And these suspension options are, these lower and raise the car as we're riding. Wow. So you can actually do it on the fly. You don't have to pull over. And you have 12,000 miles on this car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, all the cars I review are low mileage cars. Like, some of them have 200 miles on them. This car's fully loaded, so it definitely weighs probably more than 5,400 pounds. I mean, you feel the weight a little bit. I mean, my Jeep Cherokee is probably about the same weight, I would think. But yeah, I mean, we're out on some more open country roads right now, smoother, hopefully, country roads. And, this car is really holding flat. There's like zero body roll. And Porsche is always famous for great brakes, whether it's, the 911, the Boxsters, the Caymans, the Panamera, they all have fantastic brakes.
And they dissipate the heat tremendously.
Right.
They stay cool.
These Cayennes are probably a great use buy too. Obviously, like any new car, especially a six-figure car, probably depreciates pretty steeply, right? And it'd be great to buy used because you still have that 4-year, 50,000 warranty. So the sweet spot is probably a 2-year-old one with 30,000 miles on it. You still have 2 years left of your warranty.
But unless you get the turbo, you more than likely won't get this suspension and the Sports Plus. Right,
so this is fully loaded. So definitely, like when I had my Cayman, that's the 2-seater, the hardtop Boxster, I wanted Sport Chrono, and there were 2 options for that car. I forget, I wanted to get them together, Sport Plus and the Sport Chrono. And I made sure, looking at the used ones, to make sure it had those buttons, because most people don't get that option.
Right, that's right.
So one of the ways you can tell the Sport Chrono is obviously the stopwatch and the center console. And so when you buy them used, try to find a fully loaded car.
And that defines the way this car is. Without it, I think it's just another Q7.
Right. You're not getting the full experience.
Right. You're not getting the Porsche feel.
Right. Sounds good too. It's quiet from the inside, but the outside you can really feel a burble. It really sounds like a sports car. Yeah, these cooled seats are great. I mean, this will spoil you having cooled seats, right?
And they really work.
Yeah.
Really well.
And you're higher up here. This is certainly, I guess, still an SUV height, even though we're in the lower setting, right?
And we're at the lower setting, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
we're at the lower.
It's still high up compared to the cars that I drive, but it, if you need to have an SUV, why not get a Porsche SUV? And this is like the perfect family car or even commuting car. You can go fast. You can go fast on these roads with this car. This is a do-everything car.
And they're paved.
Yeah, I mean, any Porsche or even German car, for that matter, is really good at high speeds from its, Autobahn or Nürburgring breeding. Any issues or problems? I mean, this car is only, a year old with 12,000 miles, but anything that wasn't working right, you had to go back to the dealer for? Not at all. Very reliable, right? Porsche, I think, is one of the most reliable cars, actually. I could be wrong, but... Yeah, wow, look at that. It even allowed me to trail brake the turn a little bit. Wow. You could have fun with this car. Yeah, it's perfectly level, no body roll. Now we're driving in, we're still driving in Sport Plus or Sport?
Sport.
Okay. And Sport Plus lowers it even further?
And it has the black box, so if you were weren't speeding, and the cop says you were, you weren't.
Yeah, it'll probably prove you were speeding. Now these are, you know, obviously great new buy. What's Porsche's warranty? 4 years, 50,000?
Yeah.
And obviously you have to pay for maintenance. Have you had any maintenance done so far?
Once a year.
Oil change?
Oil change, that's it.
Do you know what they charge roughly for
They
that?
charged $280.
That's not too bad. That's not, for a Porsche, that's not bad. That's probably cheap for a Porsche. So it's got the Panamera interior, so you got a lot of buttons, you got a lot of stuff going on. But actually, I mean, me personally, I prefer to just press a button, because obviously if you own the car, you know where it is. Then to go to some interface like iDrive or something, or Mercedes Command, where you have to go in and get all the things. I'd rather just press a button. I got my cooled seats. I press a button and I got the, you know, the lumbar support. I press a button and I change the radio station.
This also has an option. The CD player, 6 CD player was an option.
Oh yeah, people still have CD players.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. I can't believe how comfortable it is. That's probably, you know, a sports car usually has, you know, like I like, it's usually very stiff suspension. Where here, you know, we're on really bumpy roads, and the it handles great. But this will give, you know, this will give a sports car a run for its money, certainly. You know, on these kind of roads, it's really going to come down to driver skill, and this is a super capable car.
And it's really rides well. Rides like a luxury car.
Yeah,
if you wanted to.
You could make it whatever you want. So you keep it in luxury while you're doing your daily commute and errands, and then when you get a back road, or you know, on a weekend, you take it out on a country road like this, and you put it in all the sports settings.
And it's got a lot of room in the back.
Right.
Seats fold down.
Oh yeah.
Seats are also heated and air conditioned.
Yeah, so that's one advantage of the Cayenne over the Panamera, is you can actually fit 5 people comfortably, where the Panamera is just a 4-seater. And you have, what size are your wheels on this car?
These 19s? Are 19s.
Okay.
You can
even get 20s, I think, right?
You can get 21s, but then you have to get winter tires with 21s.
Okay, yeah.
With a 20 or 19, you don't have to.
19 is probably like the perfect size, because you still have enough sidewall that it's not too bouncy. Like I can tell you, my AMG would be shaking all over on these roads.
And standard is Michelin.
Okay.
On this.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun. Driving on these back roads, it drives great. It's really like a, you know, a sports car that you're just sitting up a little higher. When I got my Cayman, I used to tell people I bought a Cayman, and they'd be like, "Really? Glenn bought an SUV?" And they were thinking.
Yeah.
So people, unfortunately, people know more about the Cayenne than I think they know about the Cayman. Everybody knows what a Boxster is. Everybody knows what a 911 is, Panamera, Cayenne, but for some reason, people don't know what a Cayman is. And this is the S model. Always go for the uprated model, especially, you know, I'm assuming you're clicking on this video because you're an enthusiast, so always try to get the S model. If you can get the turbo model, even better, but the S is probably the best compromise and gives you, you know, all the important features of sports car experience. And certainly used, you know, in my experience, when these cars are used cars, there's probably not a huge difference between the S model and the base model and the used market, right? Because options usually don't add too much to appreciate. Right, all the options depreciate. Right. So maybe, you know, it's a $5,000 difference between the S and the base model, and the S will give you, you know, all the features, you know, Porsche's known for. This guy's driving his half in the middle. Now, you had an ML before this, right?
500.
So, yeah. So what made you take a Porsche instead of another Mercedes?
First of all, the styling on the ML was rather staid.
The new styling.
The new styling, and the handling on it was more of a sedan.
Okay.
So I didn't have the option of having it as a sport handling and a sedan like this one is. Right.
So more of probably of a luxury car, not necessarily sedan. More wallowy and body roll, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, I have more power on this twin turbo than I did on the ML 500.
Okay.
Which had the 500 horsepower engine in it, the S engine in it.
And I'm sure these cars will go slow here. I'm sure these cars are very tunable too. I'm sure with the turbos, you can add another 100 foot-pounds of torque or horsepower with just an ECU tune. And I'm sure Porsche, if you're so inclined, you want to have a loud exhaust on the car too, I'm sure they'll sell you a nice exhaust.
You don't compromise on this car.
Right. There is no substitute. Now we're on more bumpier roads, but it's handling perfectly. So if you're looking for, do everything SUV, and these are even good off-road. Porsche's, you wouldn't think, hey, a Cayenne if you didn't know anything about cars, but Porsche designed these from the start to be very capable off-road cars. So it's almost like, a sports Land Rover. I mean, there's obviously sport versions of that, but this is a do everything SUV. It can be your luxury car, it could be your sports car, it could be your off-road car. So definitely check out the Cayenne. So thanks for watching, guys. This is the end of our review. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to leave a positive comment below. Make sure you're subscribed so I can still keep making videos, and make sure you share this video with your friends so our channel can grow. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. And what a lot of people forget too is, now I forgot what I was going to say. What else was I going to say about it?